Welcome to the Innovation World podcast, your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.
For joining us for Innovation World podcast series. My name is Julie Shively, and I am here today with my co-host Jake Mendelson, and we have a very special guest to talk to in just a few minutes. Hi, Jake.
Hello.
Hey there. I thought I would start with a couple announcements before we get going with our guest. I want to remind everybody that we have this wonderful water challenge going on, and this is a global challenge that Innovation World is participating in. The actual program is run by inventfuture.global. We have closed registration now, but we are super excited about all the students that are participating. We have 5 students representing the United States, and then I think there are students from how many other countries, Jake?
16 different countries.
Wow, that's going to be incredible. So we'll keep you updated on that. The first event for that challenge occurs in January on the 30th. Okay.
30th.
Yes. So also a big announcement this last week, we opened the Independent Innovator Challenge, which is a US challenge equivalent to state competitions. And go to the innovationworld.org site if you're interested in learning more about the Independent Innovator Challenge. But for that challenge, students will be able to enter ideas, apps, or prototypes. So, and you can bring those from any other competition that you were in with them, as long as it's your own idea, and as long as you're a K-12 or equivalent student. So that's a couple of things we have going on. Anything I missed, Jake, right now that we need to talk about?
No, you covered all that's going on.
Wonderful. Well, then I will allow you to introduce our special guest today and start interviewing him.
Well, okay, this is great. I can't tell you, Antonio, how excited I am about this. I've always played a lot of games all my life, okay? And if you ask me where does a game come from, I'd say, well, it came from a store. It never occurred to me somebody actually made a game or invent a game, and you are a game inventor. So this is really exciting to me. So, Antonio, it is your platform. Tell us, what have you done and how exciting is this? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jake. So, hello everyone. I'm Antonio Cruz Bañuelas. I'm in 7th grade. I'm 12 years old. I go to Prince of Peace Catholic School, and I am the inventor of King of the Board. So, King of the Board is a board game that I created, and we had this idea last summer. We were playing another game, and we kept playing it because in our house we love to play board games a lot. So we were playing a game, and we were like, we just got tired of the game. And I was telling my dad, I'm like, Dad, how about we just start our own game and invent our own game? So we just got a notebook, started writing ideas of what we should do. We came up with a couple other ideas that we could do, but we ended up finally getting a little idea, and it was a game to become king of the board. So how you play this game is you start by taking turns, placing one piece after another. And so it's the first to play 75 pieces on the board. That's if you're playing chess mode, which is a 1v1 against another person. We also have different modes to the game: battle mode and 3-for-all. 3-for-all is, we incorporate in the name, it's for three people. And we also have battle mode, which is a 4v4. So there's different, in the rules, it explains the cards and the turns and the numbers of pieces that you have changes based on how many players you have. So we started just doing it 1v1 chess mode, and we just started placing it, and we added dice because my grandfather loved Yahtzee and the Cracker Barrel game. So we incorporated dice and golf tees. So those golf tees were our markers, and the dice add different element of surprise to the game. So we had that originally, but then we got advice from the judges, or actually, I'm going way too fast. So we had our small idea.
Antonio,
Then,
Antonio,
yes, sir.
you got me all excited. Do you have a board in front of you? Can we see it?
I actually do have a board right here. So this is our board. I have a couple of pieces. It's 11 by 11 cork board, and there you can see there's little markers, little golf tees. We use those for our board. So we actually have a prototype being made, and the golf tee, or not golf tees, the markers will actually be similar to this top, but it's only going to be about that big, and it's not going to be like an entire golf tee. So we have a couple prototypes for that, and our board is being made right now. So the reason we met someone once so we were at Target shopping for games, and we saw a game called Bet You Can't, and we read the front and we read the back, and it read 2018 Global or Young Inventor Challenge winners. So we went home, we researched what that was, and we saw it was a competition in Chicago, and we wanted to enter it. So we planned to go to Chicago, but then the pandemic hit, and we were all sad because we want to go to Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, and I really want to go. My mom has been, and she said it was amazing. So we were coming back. We saw that the global Innovators Challenge went online where you could enter virtually. So we entered on October 27th. The due date was October 31st. We entered October 27th, and we waited for the results. So we put a lot of effort into our pitch video for the competition, and we watched. So whenever we did our research, we saw that there was only 2 grand prize winners, one for the junior division and one for the senior division. So we watched 2 people win, and we thought we lost to Ninja Penguins, which was one of the winners of the Global Innovators Field Trip Challenge or Young Inventors Challenge. So we were a little bit sad and stuff like that, because everyone obviously wants to win. Once they enter a competition, they want to win it. So 2 days later, we were like, how about we just see the entire video of the manufacturers, what they made and stuff like that. So we watched it, and
Wait, Antonio, let me get this straight. You thought somebody else won, so you quit watching the video?
Yeah.
Yes. So we were actually going.
I love this.
We were actually going camping, and we were in the car watching, and we almost got there. So we saw there was 2 winners, and we just stopped watching. So not stop watching. We watched a little bit to the end, but then we realized that we only saw the very last part of it. So we didn't see it. We were actually, once we watched back the video, we were the first winners of the category we won was our first. So we watched only the last part of it, and it was really funny.
What a great story.
It was. It was on Sunday. We figured out, and I was actually writing an essay for school. My brother and my dad were on the bed, watching the video, and my brother just started screaming, and he went all excited. I'm like, what happened? And then we came in, and we found out that we won. We went crazy, and it was a great feeling. Like,
you would have thought all your friends and family and relatives would have been texting you congratulations and stuff, and letting you know, and I guess not.
No, I didn't. I just don't know what happened. We sent them the link, but I don't know.
That's great.
It's crazy.
Antonio,
so we went. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Can you tell us about the game?
Okay, so our game, or my game, is King of the Board. So how it works is you have to be the first person to put all your pieces on the board. So each person takes turns placing onto the board, but we also made it to where you could surround other people to gain more spots at one time. So how that works is basically it's people on the podcast will not be able to hear it, but so you see orange right here. and that corner is surrounded by each of those little white spots or pieces. So the edges also can help you surround pieces, but normally if it was in the middle of the board, you don't have to surround the corners, but everything that's touching it to the side and up and down.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
so once you surround the piece, you take those pieces off like this, and then you would place it back on with two of your pieces, and that's how you gain
Good
piece,
idea.
and that's how you gain more.
Those three oranges, the three oranges in the corner. Bring it back, Antonio. Bring it back. Let me explain, Antonio. Okay, if you want people to buy this game, you have to show them the game. Okay, so the three orange pegs, they're going to then disappear.
If we were playing the game right now,
right?
This is just an example, but right now all three of them would be taken away
I'm
and
white.
replaced. So you would be
I'm
white,
sorry,
and I would
Jake, you're orange.
Julie,
I'm white.
you're orange, Julie. You're orange. Okay. So what we do is we each have a turn, and we put one peg on the board, right? And then if you manage to surround somebody, they lose all their pegs in that are surrounded, and you replace them.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So whenever you take mass parts, like let's say we were in the corner, right, and you had a bunch of them, like you had about like 15 in that corner right there, and you were surrounded, we put something in the game to where if you make 5 in a row anywhere, so it can be like in a line, like it could be in a line,
right,
or diagonally,
right,
or up and down,
right,
you would have to draw a card. I actually don't have the cards right now, but if I drew a card, it has basic instructions on it. Sometimes you would swap one of your pieces on. So if I drew a card and read swap one of your pieces, I could swap any one of those like that, and now I would have an extra piece. Or some of them are you roll the dice, and you take one of them reads the player to your left takes the amount of spots you rolled. So if I was going to write,
it sounds like the cards are bad.
Oh, it sounds like some of them are bad.
It's just you never know what you're gonna get. So some of them may take 5 from your opponent, or take the number you roll from your opponent. So if I roll a 3 and I want to take any 3, I would just go 1, 2, and then
this sounds like a lot of
3.
fun.
How many pegs do I get in the beginning?
75. So each
75?
player starts. Each player, whenever you're playing 1v1 or chess mode, you start with 75 pieces.
How many total squares are there?
There's 121.
Oh my goodness.
So you keep saying chess mode. I don't play chess. Tell me what chess mode means.
So I love chess, and that's the reason why I created this game. I had none of my friends to play with me, and so I'm like, Dad, I want to have a game like chess, but that doesn't involve a bunch of other crazy rules and stuff like that, because there's so many complications to chess.
So how is it like chess?
So we use similar tactics. Like you have to strategize, you have to think about your next move. So thinking in advance, you have to always be thinking about, oh, they place it there, now I have to make my move based on what they do. So it's just similar tactics to that. But also chess, you can memorize openings, moves, and checkmates in chess. But in King of the Board, you can't do that because the cards always can throw a twist into the game. Like you could be winning and you only have 2 pegs left. You make 5 in a row, and now you have to give 6 up. Now the other person surrounds you on one of them, and then they now have to roll 5, and they take more. So, and then you can go back to even. So
I want one of these. It sounds great. This sounds great. So I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
You talked about modifications to the T's to make them shorter. Yes. So I just want to get in your brain for a second. Why did you decide they need to be shorter? What are you thinking when you're doing that?
So it's also just, I actually have 3 reasons for this. One of them is that whenever you're playing, there's different sizes to it. Like this, like if I put these in comparison, like there's different sizes. There's completely different sizes. One of them can be smaller, one of them can be taller, but you can also customize on top of the tees, which will be our little markers. So one example is you can have beach balls versus dogs, or football players versus butterflies and stuff like that.
So do you
And
think
also,
thinking that you'll be selling different, like the boards would be the same, but then they pick out which players they want to buy?
expansion packs. So expansion packs will add to, like, so you can make different characters. You can choose what characters you want, but we just made them smaller so it's easier to pack, and you don't have to have such a big gigantic pile.
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering where you're going. What about, just for food for thought, if this really took off at some point, you could also allow people to customize markers where you have them created in whatever designs they want. I mean, I know that would be pricey, but if people are willing to pay the price for it, that'd be kind of cool too.
We were also thinking not just markers, the cards. This card can have different colors on the back and different borders and different letterings, and also the board doesn't have to be just a plain one color board. It can be a jungle themed, where we could sell where a board as like it's like green and leaves and animals on it, and then you could have like tigers versus frogs, or you can have monkeys versus rain or trees. So you could just have different themes that match your board, but really we just like the customization. You can have whatever you want. Like we could have the sea, or we can have space, just like different chess sets. Some of them are Mario edition, other are baseball's edition.
Sure.
Some are rare
There must be
edition.
50 different monopolies out there.
Exactly.
SpongeBob
There's
and everyone else.
yes, and Cheaters edition, and there's Junior,
So,
and
Antonio, what else could you do to the board besides just change the colors?
we were actually thinking we could. So I was thinking, playing ahead because I love just like chess. Having a 3D version of King of the Board, and that will be King of the Board 2, which we call King of the Hill. So we will sell the board, and you could just buy the hill as an expansion pack, and then you could put it on top of the board to make it a pyramid now. So like instead of just having like a flat board, now you would have like a pyramid up here, and you could just start playing.
That could be
on
King Tut of the board.
Yes,
What about lights? What about lights? You could do something with lights or some kind of circuitry so that when there were 5 in a row, it started flashing at you.
Yes, we could do that. Like you could program the board once there's 5 in a row. It goes through your characters, and it just starts flashing, making them light up. We could do that. There's just so many things you can do with different stuff. So expansion packs with cards you can add to your deck. We were brainstorming some ideas, like one of them is like the entire board is wiped out except 5 pieces, or you swap positions with your player. So we have just a bunch of crazy ideas that can absolutely change the game. Yeah. So we can have a quick demonstration with like just a quick beginning on surrounding and stuff like that. So I just have to take all the pegs off of the board.
I wonder if another reason to shorten those pegs is because they'll stay in easier if they're not as tall. Maybe they won't get bumped over as easy with an arm or hand.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm gonna be orange, and we're just gonna like go quick opening and then 5 in a row. So you just start by placing on top of the board wherever you want. It really doesn't matter where you place it. But right here, I just surrounded my opponent. It's kind of hard to see, but but everything that is lateral, the side to side to it and up and down is surrounded. So I would take it out, place it back in, and then we would just keep going. So you could just start making.
Is what you're doing right now about the speed a player would play?
You can slow the game down, you could speed the game up. You can so I just surrounded them again. I was right here. I just surrounded them again laterally, just like I just all the other time.
You're
Now
playing.
I'll take it out.
Yeah, you're playing somebody who's very nice. They're nicer than I am. I wouldn't have told you.
Well,
So,
you know,
and right here,
I have, because
right
I
here.
did not learn chess at an early age, I've been very intimidated to even think about learning it, but this I could do for sure.
It is definitely a simpler version of chess.
Maybe if once I
Obviously there's some very differences, but go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. You have a bandwidth issue going on a little bit, so I didn't mean to speak over you there.
Oh,
But maybe
okay.
this is a learning ground for chess as well.
That
No, it's a
could,
strategy game. It's a good strategy game. you
Yeah.
know?
yes, sir. So I just wanted to create a game that was similar to chess, easy to learn. Other people can play it, and like it, and there's no advantages in this game. Like chess, experienced players have an advantage over non-experienced players. And in this game, a 6-year-old can beat a 50-year-old, or a 13-year-old can lose to a 10-year-old. So literally, there's no advantages or anything. So it's just easy to learn, easy to play, and very fun. So
Yeah, that's great. That is great.
Is this the first game that you've invented?
this is the very first game I have invented. We have other ideas for different games. My brother has actually started creating. He has actually 2 games he's created, or he's trying to create right now. We're a very creative family, and we like to just start like a family game company, and just like live our life as best as we can. Once you have an idea, just put it out there. If it doesn't work, it's okay. If it does work, great. So we're just trying to put all our ideas out there and stuff like that. This now that we've created one game that has been successful in not competitions, but I don't know, and it like innovation challenge, just putting it into where other people can see our game, just that kind of stuff. So
Great.
So it's definitely, with this, we hope to have King of the Hill, King of the World, and King of the Universe. So we're trying to have this like different, like King of the World will hopefully be like half of the board, like half of the circle on top of the board, and the King of the Universe will be a little bit different. It will be like a different board, or you would have like half of a planet and then like a line connecting it, and then another half of a planet, and just everywhere. So that hopefully, if this game goes big, that's what's gonna happen.
Wow.
So
I hope the universe is large enough for you.
yes, it's maybe it's gonna be hard to breathe in there, but you'll be able to be King of the Universe and have different planets. So
Very good.
So Antonio, since your bandwidth has a little bit of an issue, I want to try to, before it gets much worse, I want to try to get to an important question for you. What is it you need at this point to make this all happen?
At this point, we just need investors and manufacturers, and then we have documented gameplay. We have played it with different people. We've played it with engineers, teachers, chess masters, kids, adults. So we just need manufacturers, investors, and someone that can do a someone that can take it to the next step. Like, we also have an idea for a video game, King of the Board, so you can play it anywhere, anytime, stuff like that.
I
We
missed
just need
that.
someone that can help code.
Antonio, you were saying you had some other game, but you warbled out. Tell me what that was again that you just said. You had an idea for another version of this?
A video game
Oh.
version of King of the
Okay.
Board.
Oh,
So
that would be fun.
that we just need investors, manufacturers, and someone to do coding. So
Okay.
that's really what we need at this point, just to get it out there. And once it's out there, they'll just do its thing.
So I don't want to put you on the spot and ask you for any personal information to give out online. If you guys don't already have, do you have a website or a page that someone can go to? If not, we'll have them come through us if anybody out there is interested.
He might be frozen.
I think he is.
We actually
You froze.
so we don't have anywhere to.
Okay, no, that's okay. We can, so anybody's interested in talking to Antonio and his parents can feel free to write to us at info@innovationworld.org, and we'll make sure to connect you guys to his parents and to Antonio then. We'd love to see this out there. I would love to play this game. And I will be white and Jake will be orange and he will go down. We'll lose.
Yeah, you'll get Max to help.
Max would be great. Max is only 7, but he's quite the strategist already. So he'd probably beat me in a heartbeat. Well, and Tony, thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Very good. Very interesting.
It's been a lot of fun.
Wish you much luck, and can't wait to see this on the shelves so that Jake and I can say, hey, we met this kid before he was rich and famous. We know this family.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. Any last questions?
No, this is great.
Good.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Then I would just like to do one more reminder, please, that go out to the innovationworld.org website, where we are the hub of all things innovation for K-12. Find competitions there to register. Antonio, there's competitions out there for you too. As well, we are always looking for student co-hosts for the Global Innovation Field Trip. And just a great place to go look to see what's new in the innovation space for K-12. And specifically, the Independent Innovator Challenge just opened up about a week ago, and we are looking for K-12 students who are interested in participating in that. It's a state level competition for students who have no state organization to go through. So with that, we'll close the Innovation World podcast for tonight. Thank you so much, and you take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us today for the Innovation World podcast. Innovation World is your go-to source for all things innovation, invention, and entrepreneurship. Our website is www.innovationworld.org.